All right. Oh, Abby's here. Hey, Abby.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, you?
Good.
I just
Andy, I still can't see you.
Hey, Pete. There's Kaylee.
Kaylee Walsh. No GHDs, Kaylee. Here.
how many of you guys did chat today?
Did half the people.
Or who did half? I did half.
Half bad. Nice.
Did the whole thing.
Like, Pete, you look like you're sweating.
I just
finished chat.
Oh boy.
yeah. I did it at a park, stepping up to a park bench.
Nice. Cool.
How long?
I think I started it took me an hour 39.
How high was the bench?
I think by the end it was I was stepping up like 24 because I kept sinking into the dirt.
Wow.
But there's like a huge divot where I was stepping.
Andy, I still can't see you.
If you liked it that way.
What's up, JoJo?
Oh, you're here.
Katie's here.
Danny's coming.
Danny's coming too.
That's why I don't wait for him.
All right, I'm gonna wait one more minute, then we'll get started. So guys, we'll do some static stretches, and we're gonna do some dynamic stuff as well. Okay, I'll take you through like 7 or 8 stretches. We'll do both sides. We'll do a little bit more legs because I know that, I don't know if you guys are sore. My hamstrings and my hip flexors and my butt's pretty sore from this week. So if you guys are in the same boat, I put together like 5 or 6 leg stretches, and then we got a couple upper body stretches too. So we're gonna get started. You guys can leave, like if you want to leave your mics on to chat, you can. If you want to turn them off, you can turn them off. That's fine. The mute's in the bottom left-hand corner. But I'll count you guys down for the time that we're gonna hold. What we're gonna start with, I'm gonna show from both sides. So the first one we're gonna do is gonna be pigeon. So pigeon, most people know what pigeon is. Pigeon's a glute stretch. So what we're gonna take, I want you guys all to do the same leg at the same time. So let's go left leg forward. And what I want you to do with left leg forward is try and get your shin to be as parallel with your shoulders as possible. If that's not really doable for you, if you're a little tighter, then you can let the heel sort of sink back towards your midline, okay? If you want extra stretch here, you can go all the way down onto your elbows. But the higher that your foot comes towards, say, your right shoulder, the harder or the more stretch you're gonna get out of it. Okay, so we're gonna sit here, we're gonna hold this for a minute, and then we're gonna switch sides. Let's see. And if you're sort of like uncomfortable in this position, you can also like put, if you have like a foam roller, or if you have a pillow or something like that, you can put it underneath your left butt cheek and sort of just anchor yourself down onto it. Kaylee, I can't even see you. Same thing, Danny and Katie, I can't see you guys very much. If you can tilt your screen down. Yeah, there you go. And I know this is going to be a little more quiet than our class. Has anybody not done a Zoom class before? Me. Lauren, Alyssa, Niall? They're a lot of fun. If you guys can get into them, that'd be great. All right, let's switch sides. Switch legs. Looks pretty good. Can't see Pete, can't see Andy, but that's okay. I think Pete might just be doing something else. Andy is, I hope Andy's stretching there. So what's up? You guys can talk. Take yourselves off mute if you want to. Kaylee, did you do Chad? Yeah, bench.
Yeah.
Cool.
Park bench.
Park bench. 10 seconds here, guys. All right, so we're going to come out of that. We're going to do the next one is going to be a half straddle. So this is going to be quad hip flexor. So what I want you guys to do, we're all going to take the right foot back first, and you're going to sort of try and turn it so that your big toe is sort of tucked under you, and you're going to lean back onto your left elbow. So let's get into that position first. If it's too much of a stretch on your left elbow, then you can sort of just stay up onto your left hand. I see Leanne, she's all the way down onto her back. That's fine, that's totally cool. What you guys want to think about doing here is pushing your right hip towards the ceiling. You should think about squeezing your butt, and you should feel a stretch in the hip and the quad on that right side. Is anybody not getting that? And if you have a little bit more, if you have trouble with this, Trish, you can bring your foot a little bit further outside. Yeah, like that. And then you can lean back on your elbow if you want. And again, we're going to do 1 minute per side here. But really trying to find a stretch in the quad and the hip flexor, and just try and relax as much as possible. Who's sore from this week? Anybody? Yeah, a couple hands go up. I'm pretty sore too.
Oh, yeah.
All right, switch sides. What's that, Graham?
I said I'm really sore.
Really sorry.
Like I can barely get my elbow down to the ground for these.
Quads are tight.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, I've seen you. I think I've seen you every morning though. Did anybody do the class this morning with the kids in the? No. Me neither. Yeah. So switching sides. Remember to drive your hip towards the ceiling. Think about squeezing your butt. And if your knee is lifting off the ground, try and get it back down to the ground. If that means that you have to sort of lift your chest a little bit, come up onto your elbow instead of your back, then that's fine too. Who's? You can't see Patricia's. Who's Patricia? All right, let's come out of that. So guys, the next one we're gonna do, we're gonna try and get the inside of the leg. So like hamstrings, adductors a little bit, groin. Okay, so we're gonna do a frog stretch. And this one's gonna be a little dynamic. So what I want you to do is you're gonna take your knees as wide as you can without sort of over stretching it. And you're gonna turn your toes so that your big toe and the arch of your foot is flat against the ground. And from here, I'm gonna turn sideways. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna start like hips forward towards the hands, and then we're gonna rock back sitting towards the heels, and then we're gonna come back out of it. So you're just gonna oscillate back and forth, going from hips towards hands to hips towards feet. You don't have to hold for a long time. You can sort of just come in and out of it nice and slow. Anybody not getting groin or hip? No, you guys are good.
Definitely getting in there.
What's that now?
Just definitely getting in there, yeah.
Okay, you can feel it, good.
Yeah.
You'll get a little bit more if you can get your feet outside. So Kitty, try and bring your feet a little wider. Yeah, like that there.
Yeah.
And we'll do this for about 90 seconds. Who else do we got with Heather and Leanne? Nobody else? What's beside you? Is that a cow? I thought it was another person.
Like our Dyson? Is that you?
What's beside Leanne on the other side?
This side?
Yeah.
It's the couch.
Oh, I thought it was,
One person.
I thought it was a person. All right. Did everybody? That's good. You guys can come out of that. Did everybody manage to grab a band or a belt or a towel? If you have one, great. If you don't have one, that's okay. All right. So what you guys can do, I'm going to show you guys this one first before we get into it. You have a belt. You're just going to put it around sort of the knuckles of your feet. We're going to do this one lying back, okay? But we're going to take it from supine, just a this should just be calf and hamstring. And then we're going to rotate to one side, trying to keep the shoulders on the ground. And then we're going to rotate to the other side, opening. So you're going to hit all the different parts of the hamstring here. So you're going to hit the medial part, the lateral part, and the middle. If you have a towel, it's just the same thing. Just grab the ends of the towel, wrap around your foot, and you can still do the same. Okay. So go ahead. Let's all grab whatever left foot to start, maybe. Got it. Good. And as you rotate to one side, try and hold the band with the same hand. So Michelle, as you go towards, say, your left, you're going to hold the band with your left hand. As you go towards the right, you're going to hold the band with your right hand.
Derek, which one will be better? The bigger one or the
Green.
smaller?
Yeah, grab the green band.
They're both green.
Oh, well, the big one, the big green.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're going to go for about 90 seconds per leg here. I want you guys to take the time to stop in the middle and get a little bit of a stretch in the hamstring as well. So pull that hamstring up towards the face, or pull the leg towards the face. Looks like some people have enough room. Kelly, you look like you're getting stopped by the wall there. Nice, Danny. That's good. So Alyssa, try and keep your shoulder back against the ground. So hold on to it with just the, just there you go.
I love seeing where you all live now.
PT is just creeping. We can't see his face. We can just see his picture.
Here, I'm here.
Ah, there he is.
I'm just not stretching because Sarah's doing chat outside, so I'm like
You're on baby duty.
a little bit on duty. Yeah, keep an eye out on Felix outside.
How'd it go for you?
Grind.
Yeah, better than last year, or?
Yeah, I beat my time by 18 seconds.
Nice.
Isn't that crazy?
I remember that. Remember we were moving the boxes? We were flipping the boxes.
Yeah. I
All
did.
right, guys, switch legs. Feet back.
You're checking in here.
Just checking in. Went for some food, eh?
Thought I heard a Gazunia come into the chat. Only 18 seconds?
I know.
Wow, that's pretty like. That's
Graham,
kinda-
try and straighten out your your leg. That one there, and then try and keep your other knee as straight as possible. Yeah.
I was on pace for sub 50 for the first 200 and then severely died off. And then in the middle of the workout was just like really slowed down and then picked it back up for the last like 150 so that I could beat my time from. That was 2 years ago, Derek.
Was it 2 years?
Yeah. We did it in 2018.
I remember that.
It's a huge mental battle to keep a high pace.
Exactly.
Very mental.
Like I feel.
Niall, when you go to that side, switch hands. Grab with the other, yeah, grab with that hand. There you go.
Okay.
Stop.
Yeah.
There. Yeah. PT, I'll just call you. We'll take this conversation offline.
Guys, another 15 seconds and we'll switch it up.
Ow.
Who else
okay?
did it today? Lift up your hand if you did Chad.
Ha.
Already. There you go. See, so there you go. Nice job.
All right, guys, let's switch. Keep the band or the belt or the towel in your hand. And what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna stretch out. You might not feel it today, but if you did Chad, I remember doing, I guess PT said it's 2 years ago now, my calves were sore for like 5 days after. So if you did a lot of step-ups today, you're gonna feel this in the next couple of days. So all we're gonna do is we're just gonna do a little calf stretch. So we're gonna use the band or the towel to do the stretch for you. So I'm gonna pull with my arms to give it a little bit of a stretch. And then we're gonna do what's called a PNF. So you're actually gonna push into the towel or the band on your inhale, and on your exhale, you're just gonna relax and see if you can get a little bit more of a stretch out of it, okay? So go ahead and grab your band or your towel or your belt, and you're just gonna start, give it a little bit of a tug, let your ankle relax as much as you can. We're gonna do 1 minute aside here. Does everybody get a stretch in the calf when they're doing this? You can give me a little nod, yes or no. Yeah.
Derek, should my legs be like on the ground while it's doing this, or like if it's coming up, should I just push it back down?
Yeah, try and keep your heel on the ground, and you're gonna try and keep the back of the knee as close to the ground as possible as you do this.
You guys want a little bit of history on the workout, Chad? In case you haven't done it yet. So Chad Wilkinson was a Navy SEAL, and he was training to do to climb. I don't remember exactly what mountain, but it's the highest peak in South America. And at his funeral, his wife told that story that she went to the garage one day and he was just stepping on the box, and then she left and then came back in the garage and he was still stepping on the box, and she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Well, I'm training for the mountain." I'm like, "Well, how many are you doing?" And he's like, "I'll go for 1,000." So that was it. And she said that story at the funeral, and Castro was sitting beside one of his buddies, and he just nudged him and he says, "Hey, that should be your hero, like 1,000 step-ups for time." So that's why it's named after him, because he actually did that workout to train for a big hiking expedition.
Switch sides, guys. Switch legs. I still don't know. Do you know who Patricia is?
Patricia?
Yeah. And Andy. Well, Andy, I haven't seen him since the beginning.
No.
Well, hopefully they're still tuning in.
Patricia is Michelle and Trish.
No, yeah, but
Yeah, but there's another Patricia. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Michelle and Trish are in the top right here in my screen. Oh, okay, yeah.
All right, team, that's good. You guys can put the belts or the bands or the towels aside. Now we're gonna do a little bit more of a full body stretch here. So we're gonna go for a dragon stretch with a twist, okay? So what you're gonna do, you're gonna go for that big deep lunge like we would with our Samson stretch, but instead of going up, now we're gonna go down. So you're gonna put your opposite hand on the ground. Once you guys are all here, then we'll continue. This, you'd probably want something under your back knee if possible. If not, then if you're on a wooden floor, it might be a little harder, but we're gonna go for the elbow on the leg that's in front. We're gonna go elbow to instep, and then we're gonna rotate open as far as we can. I want you guys to think about breathing. Exhale as you rotate, okay? This is gonna be dynamic. So you're gonna go down for a count of 2, rotate for a count of 2, back down for a count of 2, rotate for a count of 2, and we're going to do that for a minute per side. Go ahead. I notice as you guys go down with this, you'll probably feel like you can get lower and lower as you go. Nice, Danny. And if you're somebody flexible, I'm looking at Leanne here, you can reach all the way through with your arm as you go down, like reach underneath. Yeah, reach, there you go. If you're stiff like me, you're not gonna go down too far. Let's go for another like 3 to 4 reaches on this side, and then we're gonna switch sides. So depending on where you're tight here, guys, you might feel this on the inside of the hip, you might feel it on the outside of the hip, you might feel it on the adductors, maybe you don't feel it all in the hips, you just feel it when you rotate, that's fine. So once you're done that, go ahead and switch sides. And I'll tell you one thing, if you haven't done Chad yet and you plan on doing it today, you'll be nice and limber to step up onto that box now. But you might have to double up on the stretch because you'll be pretty sore after you're done. I like it. Heather and Leanne going synchro. Nice, guys. Let's go for 1 or 2 more here. And then we're going to switch it up. All right, cool stuff. So the last 2 are going to be more upper body stuff. I'll show you the first one we're going to do. I'll give you a couple of different scaling options depending on how flexible you are or how stiff you are. Okay, the first, we're going to go through a sideline T-spine opener. So we're trying to move through the upper body as we rotate. The first one, the easiest one to do is going to be knees together. If you have a pillow or like you can use your towel, you can bundle it up, put it underneath your head. You're going to hook your knees with your hand, and then you're going to go from this side. We're going to think about trying to get the opposite shoulder towards the ground. What I don't want you guys to do here is bring your hand low. I want you to think about keeping your hand above your shoulder. If you're somebody who's more flexible, you're just going to take your top leg, you're going to hook the heel underneath the knee, and then you're going to bring the knee to the ground. And then from there, it'll restrict you quite a bit more if you're somebody who's tight. Okay, so go ahead, lie on one side. We're going to hook the knees together. Think about starting with your shoulders stacked one under the other. So Danny, start with your shoulders. Yeah, that way there. Good. Let's see. Abby, you're cutting out here, I think. So go ahead lie on your side. There you go. Knees together. Hook. Take your bottom hand. Yeah, hook your knees just like that. There you go. And then you're going to rotate towards the opposite side. Good, Michelle. Trish, that looks good too. Nice, Niall. As you guys, if you're somebody who's stiff here, think about exhaling as you turn your body to try and get a little bit more out of your stretch. If you're limited for space, so Kelly, if you're going to touch the wall with your hand, you can bend your elbow. Yeah, like that. Good. Lauren, I want you to hook your knees. Hook your knees with your hand.
I don't know what that is.
So grab your hand closest to the ground. Hook your knees. So hold your knees together. Yeah, there you go. You got it. And then just rotate back and forth. And don't think about just turning your hand. Think about turning your shoulders. So think about turning your shoulders as you rotate. If it's really easy, you guys are getting to the ground easily, I want you to put your foot underneath your knee. Top foot underneath bottom knee. Let's go for 3 or 4 more on this side, and then we're going to switch sides. Nice, so just flip over. And you're going to do the exact same thing. You might notice that on one side you're a lot tighter than on the other side. That's fine. Just make sure you have enough room here. Start with your 2 shoulders stacked one underneath the other. Same thing, Kelly. If you're restricted in space, just bend your elbow a little bit. Good. And make sure you're hooking that knee so that as you rotate through, your knees aren't coming apart or your hips aren't coming off the ground. If you guys want to take up golf and you want to come out and play with me this summer, this is a really good stretch for you. PT, you should be working on this one. Let's go for 2 or 3 more, and then we have 1 more stretch to finish. All right, so you guys can come up, sit up, make sure you can see me here. We're gonna finish with a little child's pose. It's a little relaxing stretch. Upper body should be mostly through the shoulders and the spine, but we're gonna do 1 minute straight. We're gonna do 1 minute where we're gonna be all the way on one side trying to get the lats, and then we're gonna do 1 minute on the other side. So it's gonna look something like this. Try and get your hips as close to your butt as you can, or sorry, your butt as close to your heels as you can. You're gonna reach out, you're gonna press your chest down towards the ground, okay? After 1 minute, we're gonna walk our hands over as far as we can to one side. You're gonna take the hand outside. It's gonna go all the way over on top of the other hand. That way you'll get a good stretch through the lat on one side, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side, okay? So go ahead, sit back, relax. Try and keep your arms as straight as possible as you push your chest towards the ground. Elbows should be kind of locked out here. And you're thinking not about reaching your head to the ground, but think about reaching your chest to the ground. So almost like pushing your chest between your shoulders. Looks pretty good. It's a nice little relaxing stretch here to finish. Is that Clinton walking around back there? Tell him to get down and stretch with you. At least tell him to pop in and say hi.
I told him to join.
Yo, dude, what's up?
What up, Derek?
What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm surviving. What about you?
Just, supporting my wife in her stretching.
Well, there you go. All right, guys, go to one side. So get your hands all the way to one side, and then you're going to take that outside hand, you're going to pop it on top, and you should feel a nice stretch down the side of the body that's reaching over. Everybody looks like they're in a good position here. And if you start breathing into that stretch, you feel like you can walk your hands over even further, then go ahead. We're going to hold it for another 30 seconds. Ozzy, helping with the stretch. right, let's come back to the other side. So same thing, reach as far as you can. Get that outside hand on top of the other hand. Lauren, try and go a little wider with your knees. Yeah, just like that. And push your chest towards the ground if you can. Nice. All right, guys, you can come out of that. So I don't know if you guys saw, oh, does it cut me out, PT? No, okay, we're good. If you guys saw the link that Pete posted a little while ago about an app called GoWOD. So GoWOD is sort of, it's like a ROMWOD type of stretching application that you can get on your phone. I find it's really useful. I've been using it a little bit over the past couple of weeks. You guys can use it for free for 40 days. So if you like something like this after your workouts, and go ahead. I think the promo code is like community or something like that. Just check back on the link. If you guys have any questions, you guys can unmute yourself now if you want. Go ahead to the bottom left corner of your screen. Everybody's good. All right, so hopefully we'll be doing this again. Maybe we can do it on a weekly basis. If you guys like that?
That was great. Thanks.
Very good.
Yeah, so maybe at the end of the week, after a hard week of workout, we can throw one in on a Saturday or Sunday. It's nice to see you guys.
Yeah, you too.
Put her right here.
Nice to see you too.
All right, we'll see you next week, hopefully.
All right.
All right.